Hi everyone. Okay, so today what I'm going to do is make a little video to just show you what the PechaKucha presentation might look like. So I'll first start by just giving you an idea of how I put together my presentation, and then I will show my PowerPoint presentation, and then I will do my narrated presentation with you, because what you're going to do is the next time we come back to class, so on the 20th, you are going to bring your PowerPoint presentation on a jump drive or a USB drive, and then we're going to load all of the presentations onto one USB drive that I can have, and then we will, over the course of a few class meetings, you will go up, open up your PowerPoint presentation, and then you will talk through each of your slides. So remember, you have 20 slides. Each slide is only 20 seconds long. So you have to figure out how to say 20 seconds worth of information for each slide as they move along. And I'll show you how that works here in just a second. So the first thing that I did was I went to eCollege on week 4, and in eCollege there are directions for the PechaKucha picture book assignment, and there is a rubric. And so I made sure that I looked at the rubric and I knew what was expected for the highest level of scoring on the rubric. And I picked 5 picture books that I love that I wanted to share with you all. Then I went ahead and opened up my PowerPoint presentation and I set it up so that there were 20 slides on there. So I opened it up and I set up 20 slides. And then I set up the PowerPoint so that it would be timed. So let me share my screen with you, and I'll show you on my version of PowerPoint where the timing is. Now it could be different depending on what kind of PowerPoint or what version of PowerPoint you have. But for each version of PowerPoint, there will be a timer where you can tell it, I want you to automatically move each slide after 20 seconds. So let me share my screen with you and I'll show you, I'll see if I can show you where that is. So this is my PowerPoint that I'm about to share with you. And this is the first slide. So when I set it up, what I did, you guys, is I just made 20 blank slides off to the side. And then the next thing I did was I went to transitions. And if you go to transitions, let me move my little video because I don't know if you can see that, but oops, maybe I can't move it. Okay, so if you go to transitions, you can see off to the very right-hand side of the screen, it says advanced slide, and you have 2 options. You have on mouse click or after, and I chose after, and I chose 20 seconds. So make sure you don't put 20 minutes or 2 minutes, that you put in 20 seconds, just like you can see on the far right of the screen here. Okay, so that was the second thing I did. And then the third thing I did is I went to the very end of my PowerPoint presentation and I made a slide that was just blank at the beginning, and every time I put a picture in, I went ahead and put the HTML or HTTP address for where I got the picture from, because I did get all of my pictures from the internet. It is okay if you take pictures from the picture book and upload the pictures in the PowerPoint. Just make sure you have your picture book as a reference as well at the very end, because that's a place where you got the images. So we want to make sure that we just give credit to whoever the images came from. So every time I would add a picture, I would just go to this last slide and I would add on images. And so some people have asked me, do we want the references slide to be slide number 20, or do you want it to be an extra slide? Because on the rubric it says you only have 20 slides. So I will leave that up to you. It's just that you will not talk about the 21st slide if you make a references slide that is your 21st slide. You'll see in my presentation that I'm actually going to talk on this last slide. So this is my 20th slide. Okay, so let's talk about how I put together the PowerPoint based on the rubric. So I decided what needed to go on each slide based on what was in the rubric. I made sure I had 20 slides. They were all timed at 20 seconds. I made sure that I had that I was reminding myself for each slide that I was going to mention the author and the illustrator and the book title. I made sure that I have a slide where I talk about how to use these picture books in the classroom. and why I liked the picture book, because all of that is in your rubric. As another thing that's in the rubric is to talk about the themes that are in your picture book, so I made a slide for that too. So when I set up the PowerPoint presentation at the beginning, I just made little notes I just typed them and I said, theme here, author illustrator here, so that I would know where to put them, and then later I took them out and put a picture or something there to remind me of what to say. So very important that you follow the rubric, and then you have to think about how do I say what I want to say about each slide in 20 seconds. So the first thing that I did was I started by I made a little script for like this very first slide that you can see here to see how much I could say in 20 seconds. And I realized that I could say about 3 pretty healthy sentences in 20 seconds, and that's it. And so I scripted out the first few slides so that I could kind of get a feel for what I wanted to say. And because my slides follow a similar pattern, I think I can follow that same kind of script for each of the slides. So I haven't practiced yet, so you guys are, this video is going to be real time, what it looks like when someone tries to do this for the very first time. So we're gonna see how it goes. All right, so I'm gonna go from the beginning, and in order to get the timing to start, I actually have to, after I get it from the beginning, I have to click on the first slide, and then the 20 seconds start from there. All right, let's do it. Okay, so today I want to talk to you about 5 great picture books that I really love. We'll look at 2 books by Jacqueline Woodson, 2 books by Mo Willems, and 1 book by Chris Van Allsburg. 2 are going to make you laugh, 2 are going to be really serious, and 1 is going to be very mysterious. So I hope you enjoy them. All right, so books that are serious. These 2 books are by Jacqueline Woodson. The first one is Coming on Home Soon, and it's based in World War II, and it's about a young girl who is left at home with her grandmother while her mother goes off to work during the war. And then the other side is about 2 girls who are breaking racial boundaries and getting together to be friends. Coming on Home Soon is again, based in World War II, so that's one of the themes. And Rosie the Riveter is another theme because Ada Ruth's mother goes off to work on railroads, which is traditionally a job for men, and specifically white men. So we see Ada Ruth struggle. Coming on Home Soon, I think that you could do definitely research and response. We could research Rosie the Riveter, World War II, African American women working during World War II. I do think it's probably for middle and secondary grades because that kind of research is very in-depth. I love Woodson's way with words and sense of story. Her words are beautiful. The Other Side is a book about an African American girl and a white girl, and they live on the opposite sides of the fence. Both of their mothers do not want them to play together, but they are at a time, let's say maybe after Martin Luther King, where they are beginning to break those racial boundaries. So the theme is racism. The Other Side is classroom activities for the other side that you could do close reading and questioning. So you could give the students a chance to read and reread the book and really think about what is going on between the 2 main characters. I love that Jacqueline Woodson makes thoughtful books for children. So Evie Lewis and Jacqueline Woodson. Jacqueline Woodson wrote both of those books, and Evie Lewis illustrated both of those books. Jacqueline Woodson has won many, many awards, including she is the Young People's Poet Laureate. She's a Newbery Medal winner multiple times, a National Book Award winner, so many more that I can't list here. I saw that her next book is coming out, and I can't wait to read it. So here's a book that is mysterious. A book that is mysterious is The Sweetest Fig. And it is a book about a man who gets a fig from a very mysterious woman, and the fig is supposed to make all of his greatest wishes come true, or his greatest dreams come true. And he is not a very nice man at all. So in The Sweetest Fig, the theme is that the evil man gets what's coming to him in the end. And this is definitely in the genre of fantasy. And the other theme is if you see a witch or some old woman who's asking you for something in return because she asks to pay for dental work with the fig, do not deny her that. All right, so the sweetest fig I think is super great for teaching questioning and inferencing because it's very mysterious. Van Allsburg doesn't reveal to you exactly what's happening. You've got to see the end of this book to find out what dream comes true for whom, because it's super interesting. I love him. He's a great author and illustrator. So Van Allsburg is the author and illustrator of The Sweetest Fig. He is both author and illustrator. He's super talented. He's won the Caldecott Medal several times, which means he's great at illustrations. The New York Times best-selling illustrator. Too Many More to List here. And there is his latest book, The Misadventure of Sweetie Pie, which I haven't seen yet, and so I need to get my hands on it. All right, books that make you laugh until you are delirious. All right, maybe not delirious, but they are really funny. Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus and Knuffle Bunny, or Knuffle Bunny, as we'll say, by Mo Willems. And so one book is about a pigeon who wants to drive a bus, and Knuffle Bunny is about a little girl, Trixie, who has a really special lovey that's a bunny. All right, Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus is illustrated and authored by Mo Willems. He is also super talented. This book is about a pigeon who wants something that he really shouldn't have. So it's all about gimme, 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 gimme. And it is written so that the pigeon talks to the child, and the child feels like they're able to tell the pigeon no. Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus classroom activities, teaching them dialogue and text, and they can write about their own personal experiences where they really, really, really wanted something. And this is definitely for early elementary. Willems writes the best books for read-alouds. They are so much fun to read aloud. So if you haven't read the pigeon books, you need to do that. His other book that he also authored and illustrated is Knuffle Bunny. And Knuffle Bunny is about a little toddler named Trixie who goes to the laundromat with her daddy. She lives in New York City, and her Knuffle Bunny, which is their special lovey, gets lost. And it's really about what families do when they come together to make each other happy. And so Knuffle Bunny really, really is a great book for teaching fluency with kids, for modeling it, because it allows you as the reader to really apply those 3 elements of fluency. It's also about personal writing experience or personal language experience where kids can talk about their special loveys. I love when Trixie goes boneless in the book. You have to see that page. Mo Willems, this is him. He is author, illustrator, as I said, New York Times bestseller. He has won the Caldecott honor several times and many, many more things that I can't even mention here. This is his most recent book. It is the last in this sweet little series about the elephant and the piggy. It's called the Thank You Book. So I have not read it, and I can't wait. These authors are super awesome. So I put Mo Willems' websites on here. He has several. He has mowillems.com. He has thepigeonpresents.com. Mo Willems has a blog spot, and he's on Twitter at The Pigeon on Twitter, and he's super active on Twitter. So I follow him on Twitter. Really, really, they are super awesome. This is Jackie Woodson's website and Chris Van Allsburg's website. Jackie is also on Twitter. Chris Van Allsburg, I could not find him on Twitter, but he does have 2 different websites that you can go to if you want to find more information about them. And you can see from Jackie's website that she has something for teachers. All right, so thank you for listening to my PechaKucha. It did go fast. You can see how much I struggled to get it all in 20 seconds. I am so excited that you listened. I hope you go out and read these books by these authors and more from them. And then these are where I got all of the images that I used in this PowerPoint presentation. So thanks, and that's it. All right, so I'm going to stop the sharing and just chat with you for a little bit. Okay, so that was super fun, actually, but you know what it did require? It required that I knew really in my head what I was going to say for each slide. It helped that I had a structure. You could see that I had a picture of the book where I kind of introduced what the book was about, and then the next page was about the theme, and then the next page was why I liked it and where it went in the classroom. And it was like that for every single book, and so that structure really helped me in the talk that I gave. And I had to sneak in sometimes where the author and illustrator was that I mentioned because I couldn't get it all into 20 seconds. And I would say, you know, I know those books very, very well and could talk about them off the top of my head any day. If you're really unfamiliar with your picture books, you're definitely going to want to practice that PechaKucha presentation. But I mean, I had a really fun time with it. I hope you do too. I will send this video out. It'll come to you in an email link. I'm going to put it on YouTube so everyone can see it. And then we'll talk about which, or I look forward, I guess, to seeing your PechaKucha presentation. So don't forget, you're bringing the PechaKucha presentation to me. It has to be in PowerPoint because that's what we have at A&M Commerce. We have PowerPoint on those computers there. Has to be in PowerPoint, needs to be on your USB drive so I can upload it back to the computer there. So I look forward to seeing them and have fun putting them together and presenting them for us.